So, Captain Coconut is about to arrive here at Rubicon Marina in Lanzarote, and we're happy to see him. Weather's been pretty good in the last week, so he should be reasonably relaxed. He stood offshore last night, didn't want to come in the dark to here. He was ending up at the lighthouse just on dusk, so but anyway, he had a pretty easy night, and told us about 1:30 this morning on a phone call that he will be coming in and retiring from the GGR. He's not going to aspire to Chichester Class, and really it was one of those things, I think, where he really didn't know how he'd cope once he started, so he just wanted to be involved with the GGR 22 again and just see how he felt. And I look forward to hearing the whole story once he's alongside, and I'm sure it'll be an interesting story if nothing else. So quite an amazing journey he had in the first 2018 GGR, or the 4 years ago, and then an epic sailing from Adelaide non-stop to Les Sables alone for the start of this one. And as everyone knows, he had a lot of work to do to get everything ready to go, and he was very excited. He injured his knee, but I don't think that's part of the conversation at the moment. I don't think that's any reason to that is not the main reason for him deciding to retire, so we'll find out very soon. But Coconut has found a new home for a while, and then he'll make plans on what he's going to do. So a bit of fun. Boat looks good, hasn't been reporting any real problems, just little minor stuff, and but obviously it's a big decision to enter the GGR, and it's just as big a decision to retire from it as well. And anyway, good to see him. It's a Lello 34, built and designed in South Africa, and quite not a young boat. Mark refitted it substantially for 2018 race, and did the same here again. His fenders, we've just been on the radio, his fenders are actually in the Lanzarote. He's got to unbury them, you might say, but he's got some mooring lines organised, and we'll hold him off until he can pull the fenders out and see what's happening. So I'll just tell him where he's going alongside here. Yep, you got that, he knows where to go, so that's cool. Boat looks pretty good actually. She's looking very cool. Yeah, very cool indeed. Flying the Burgee of the Royal South Australian Yacht Squadron on his port yard arm. He's from Adelaide, and he's got a huge following there. Though a few people there will be disappointed, but it's understandable too, because he really has had an epic few years of sailing, and anyway, it's a bit of fun for sure. It's a boat that's done a lot of miles. She's in good condition because it looks like brand new. Just had 3 weeks at sea. I'm sure he's got some good stories about the Bay of Biscay. So, maybe he's got his fenders out already on the port side. We're about to find out. That's why he's coming in. The wind's coming down from this way, so I think he's turning around to maybe get some fenders. I'm not sure. We'll see. This will be really strange, of course, being at sea for 3 weeks. You come into a different port. He's been to this spot before in the film drop in 2018, but didn't come into the marina, of course. So this is all new, all very new. Yeah. Oh, no fenders there as well. He's going to do a quick turn, I would imagine. Although these boats don't turn too quick. So I might hand this mic to Ada in a minute. She's just coming down the marina, and I'll give him a hand grabbing the lines. He's going to reverse in maybe. Okay. Hello, Mark.
Hello.
How's the illustrious Coconut? We didn't get any fenders yet, but we'll hold you off, so it's okay. Preparing for a quick exit if he needs to. Do you want to have a chat here, and I'll give him a hand when he comes through?
Oui, alors je fais les photos, donc c'est un petit peu, je ne sais pas exactement ce que vous a dit Don. J'étais un petit peu en haut tout à l'heure pour faire les photos. Don va l'aider à... Je vais mettre le micro là et je pourrais faire les deux en même temps. Don va aider Captain Coconut à faire sa manœuvre d'approche. Et puis surtout, ce que nous attendons tous, vous le savez, ce sont ses premiers mots. Pour savoir, tout à l'heure je vous disais ce que moi je pensais, mais pour savoir ce qui a motivé exactement sa décision. Donc nous meublons ici en attendant que lui soit disponible pour nous parler. Et puis vous savez, les bateaux de la GGR sont, vous le savez peut-être déjà, avec leur quille longue, tout ça, ce sont des bateaux qui sont très peu manœuvrables. Voilà.
He's hooked up, he's got a line ashore, so that's a start.
Oh, you need the microphone maybe? Yeah.
No, we just do, this is going to be a little bit slow for now, back and forwards.
Sorry, Stefan.
Yeah, Stefan. Stefan was Michael Goog's manager, and he's given us a hand as well. He's here in his own cruising boat, and had actually volunteered some work on electrical stuff on Captain Coconuts. Right? It's called the.
This is a good question. What are you doing here? It's not normal.
It's called the GGR, Mark.
That's right. That's right. An adventure is a thing with unknown outcome.
Absolutely, yes. So.
I wasn't sure whether that was a port buoy that I had to leave the port.
Ah, right. No, it's a haul-off buoy, I think. So, all good. Nearly there. Okay. Geez, your motor sounds good.
Yeah, well, 20,000 euros at auto.
Yeah.
Ada.
Okay. Okay, good to see you. I can touch you.
Yeah, well, I'm in Chichester Class. I'm winning Chichester.
Absolutely. Oh, that's good. That's interesting. Yes, you could still remain in Chichester Class. Yeah.
Cheers. Thank you.
Okay. Right, we're going to try and hold you up a bit, Mark, until you get your. Yeah, it won't be too hard. We can stand here and do bits. But before we... Oh, wow. You want to have a quick chat before the fenders even?
Okay.
Yeah, let's have a quick
Do you want
chat.
me to just shut the engine now?
Yeah.
Shut
Yeah.
the
Even though it's very quiet. So, we'll hold the stern in. Is that tied on? You want to just take up on the stern line, Ada? Just pull it in a bit tighter. Yeah, just pull it in a bit tighter, untie it and pull it in. Ada's becoming quite the sailor these days. Ooh, she drives ribs and handles mooring lines. Yeah, that'll do. Just make fast there. Yep, that'll do. Just tie it off there. Yep, perfect.
Oh, very nice.
Yes. So good to see you again.
A surprise, I'm not supposed to be here, but there we have it.
Yeah. Look, we were just saying, in fact, I was just speaking to Tapio on the blower, and he said give you a big hug and all that sort of stuff.
All right,
and,
here, let's have it. Let's have it.
That's from Tapio. He sympathises and feels for you, because he's tackling issues as well, his own way, doing the second time round.
Yeah.
So what's happening?
Yeah, well, look, I think with me, it's a slow start, much slower than I planned, and I need to be a week ahead of my last trip to make basically a rendezvous in Cape Town, so I can attend my son's wedding.
Yeah.
And I was going to go into Chichester at that stage, but this last week I'm actually running a week behind, so I've got 2 weeks to make up.
Yeah.
And it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
So if it's not going to happen, I think then just look at all options, and I can continue. But if I'm not going, what it means is that if I don't go to Cape Town and I go to Brazil or here or whatever, I can't make the Hobart Gate.
Yeah.
And signing up to that means, well, okay, well, what am I going to do? So I can keep, participating, or frankly, here leaves some options open.
Yeah.
The problem is once you go to Brazil, you've crossed the equator.
Yeah.
And so you really got to then continue either South Africa or through Magellan Strait or something like that. And I was actually looking at the pilot charts, and I think,
This is in terms of getting back to Australia.
Yeah. So I've got a boat that can go almost anywhere. It's full of food.
You can go anywhere.
I'm sort of ready to go anywhere. I just have to attend a wedding, and it's just that's just how it is. So I just look at the pilot charts and I think, Panama's 3,600 miles directly downwind, and then Australia's another 6,000 miles directly downwind through the northeast
or
southeast.
It's an afternoon sail for you.
You know, you sort of think, gee, that might be a bit more tempting. And it's not that I don't like the route, but I've done the South Africa thing, and if I sign up to the fact that I'm not going to meet the Hobart Gate, then let's look at all options and whatever. And I sort of thought, look, I don't need to kid myself. I'm not, I enjoyed the last race. It was fantastic. I've really enjoyed this. My only negative is feeling that I've let people down. And because a lot of people are invested, and a lot of people gave me a lot of help. So I apologise if that's the case.
Hey, we should change the conversation right there, and I'll tell you why. Remember when you arrived in Les Sables, you had the boat, you had lots of little jobs to do. You didn't even know whether you were going to make 22.
Exactly.
And you said to me very clearly, they said, well, let's just play it by ear and see how it goes. And you made the start, right?
That's right.
This is my take on it. I'm just trying to give you my take on what's happened. And then you just say, okay, well, let's get into the start, because you don't know where it's going to go.
That's
and we both know what the GGR does to you psychologically and mentally. It's a mind game.
That's right.
And so the Biscay would have been horrible, right?
It was a tough exit, and I screwed it up last time, and I screwed it up this time.
Yeah. So I think a lot of people are understanding the fact that it was a big effort to even make the start.
Yeah,
you did it.
yeah.
And on reflection, there's lots of little issues there. You put it down to a wedding, but I get this sense there's more to it than that even, you know?
Oh, look, there is. I mean, I haven't seen my family for a year because of the last race. My mum's getting older, so, I need to catch up with her. I've got some surgery of bits and pieces that I was unable to get done in France due to the short time.
Yeah.
And so I need to attend to a few bits and pieces. So there's a bit of housekeeping that I need to do. But as I said, I've got a boat that can almost go anywhere, and it's all full of food. The only thing is I've got like 80 fresh lemons and a bag of onions. Everything else will last.
Yeah.
Freeze dried.
So to short circuit that, we're not accepting your apology, right? No way. I mean, we just... Yeah, I just see this as part of what the GGR is, And
that's right, and I get that too. I get that too, and the whole thing is look, the 2018 was a fantastic thing, and it enabled me to sail around the world and go around Cape Horn and get my burgee from Sir Robin, and that was a fantastic experience. And once again, the participating in this one has been fantastic, and it's enabled me to spend more time in Les Sables d'Olonne. Last time I was only there for like the 2 weeks before the start.
They're good parties, eh?
Whereas I've been there for 3 months, although to be frank, I haven't had a day off in the last 100 days, so that's part of it too. And so probably I need to, look, there's a host of minor little things, like everything's working and fine, but you can see there are some dodgy Captain Coconut repairs. But look, I'm listening to Radio New Zealand on that this morning. So on 9.7 megahertz. And BBC Radio 4, but I've got to end friend all the halyards and service the winches and do 1,000 things. They're all minor things, but in doing all the major things, in getting away from the sub, all those other things didn't get done. They're minor, but when you put them all together with respect to, there's a wedding, there's my family, there's some surgery and stuff I need to have, and there's a whole raft of stuff. I sort of think, well, let's look at, put your cards on the table and make the best out of it. I'm sad to be out of it, but I'm also very excited because the show goes on, and it's just an adventure, whether I'm going to turn soft left or soft right.
Absolutely. There's one thing I know with the GGR, you cannot be there you got to be there for all the right reasons. You got to have the passion to maintain everything.
I'll tell you, retiring is very difficult. It's a very difficult decision, and I think a lot of I get that, and I've done it relatively easy. I've got no sponsorship. I've obviously got people who have helped me, and I feel responsible to them. But basically, there's nothing other than myself. But it's very, very hard to make that decision. But frankly, for me, I think it's the right one. And I can sort those few domestic things out and look at how I want to get home. And I sort of have a feeling for got that out.
I know exactly what's going to happen on Facebook. Absolutely, everyone's going to be admitting and conceding to the fact that you're a really courageous sailor. It's amazing what you've done. Just getting back to Les Sables d'Olonne, it was the right decision to get the boat ready and see what happens. It was the right decision to start, and it's the right decision now to retire. So you've done an amazing job. For me,
and we'll see how the mop flops next. But I've just enjoyed it, and I'll continue to enjoy it, and I'll be sad not to be part of it. But look, that's inevitable. Because
you're part of the history. You're
Well,
part of
that's
the
right,
history.
that's
No
right.
one will ever forget Coconut. Wait, they see the movie of the 18 edition.
Well, I don't know. You had to cut 20 minutes, so maybe.
Yeah, now I'm going to ask A to do a translation of that short
All
verbal.
right, can I get some fenders?
Yeah, you get the offenders and
How
A to...
do you think I could translate that?
Oh, go for it.
Even if I were a professional translator, I couldn't translate such a long question. Je vais essayer un peu de vous dire ce que j'ai retenu de leur discussion. Le sentiment d'abord, mon sentiment plutôt que les mots. Mon sentiment c'était, je crois que je crie parce que c'est émouvant. C'est émouvant malgré tout. Nous sommes tous attachés à Captain Coconut. Et nous savons aussi combien ces décisions est difficile. C'est exactement ce qu'il disait tout à l'heure. Décider d'arrêter est quelque chose d'extrêmement difficile. Et il nous disait que la raison principale de son arrêt est d'avoir réalisé qu'il était trop long cette année. Déjà, ça reste entre nous, vous ne le direz pas. Mais déjà l'autre fois, il était quand même assez long. Hein. Et donc, il a réalisé qu'il était trop long, et qu'il fallait maintenant, et qu'il sera en Cap Town trop tard, et qu'il arrivera trop tard à Hobart, avant la fermeture de la fenêtre météo, parce que vous savez, dans les mers du Sud, vous avez les saisons, l'hiver, etc. Et que ça risquait de le faire arriver trop tard un peu partout, et que donc du coup, il n'y avait pas trop de sens pour lui de continuer. En plus, il a un mariage dans sa famille, son fils se marie. Donc toutes ces raisons lui ont fait réaliser qu'il fallait mieux arrêter. Et lorsqu'il s'agit d'arrêter, arrêter où finalement ici, ça paraissait un bon truc. Moi, j'ai la sensation, c'est juste la mienne personnelle, que peut-être quelque part dans son mental, une fois arrivé au Sable d'Olonne, il est arrivé, il a fait ce qu'il avait à faire. Il a réparé son moteur qui était cassé. Rappelez-vous, quand il est arrivé au Sable d'Olonne, son moteur était cassé. Ça lui a coûté de l'argent. Il a mis un temps et beaucoup d'énergie pour le faire. Donc moi, je suis convaincue qu'au Sable d'Olonne, il voulait le faire son tour du monde. Mais je me dis quelque part, peut-être, vous savez, on ne connaît pas les chemins du cerveau. Peut-être qu'il bouclait la boucle. Et peut-être que c'est moi qui le pense, mais peut-être qu'il y a un peu de ça. Lui ne nous a pas dit ça. Il nous a dit donc qu'il était trop en retard sur toute sa préparation. Il nous a aussi dit combien cette décision était difficile pour lui et combien il était déçu. Et il s'excusait même auprès des gens qu'il aura déçus en prenant le choix de s'arrêter là. C'était un moment très émouvant parce que Coconut, on le connaît, ce sont les éclats de rire, ce sont les grands sourires, c'est un chapeau, c'est tout ça Coconut. Et de le voir s'excuser et de le voir avoir de la peine, c'était assez touchant. I'm sorry you don't speak French, so I try to explain a little bit what you said before.
Good.
If you need to translate in one sentence, to resume, what's the reason and how are you feeling this morning? Comment tu te sens ce matin et quelle est la raison pour résumer un peu ce que j'ai dit tout à l'heure?
I'm saddened to be leaving the race,
Je suis triste de quitter la course.
But excited that I've got a boat that can go almost anywhere.
Mais je suis excitée à la fois d'avoir un bateau qui peut aller ailleurs. Il y a beaucoup d'options, beaucoup d'opportunités qui sont...
Full of food and stores. I've just got to decide where.
Et puis il a assez de nourriture, il a tout ce qu'il lui faut dans le bateau. Il a juste besoin maintenant de savoir où il veut aller.
Well, to Australia, but by which route?
Et il ira en Australie à la maison, c'est évident pour lui. Mais la question c'est par quel chemin et comment?
I note that the downwind leg through the Panama goes via Tahiti and New Caledonia.
Say it again.
The downwind leg.
The downwind leg.
To Panama.
What is downwind leg?
The wind behind you, beautiful sailing.
Oui, il sait qu'à partir d'ici, il aura les beaux vents, les vents bien pour aller vers Panama, Tahiti.
And New Caledonia.
Et la Nouvelle-Calédonie.
So maybe I'll have to learn my French.
Donc il aura du temps pour apprendre français. On va t'offrir un livre de français. We'll offer you a French book, so you'll have time to.
Or maybe you can join me in Tahiti and New Caledonia.
I'm afraid no. Bon, on rigole parce qu'il faut rigoler, parce qu'avec Captain Coconut, on rigole toujours. Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup, Marc. C'est beau de savoir finalement, vous savez, dans une vie, d'avoir toutes les options. Il est là ce matin avec nous. Peut-être aurons-nous un café tout à l'heure. Et puis, il a juste le gros choix, c'est de choisir par où il va.
Okay, this might be the end for Coconut in the 2022 GGR, but it's not the end of the story, I can tell you. So the orange boat will be known all around the world. Anyway, and as I said, Mark, we're not accepting your apology, okay? You understand that clearly?
Okay.
And I'm sure everyone's the same.
All right.
Good job.
Cheers.
Keep having fun. Anything you want to say to sign off?
No, look, thanks for all the support that I've had from from everyone, back home with my family, and but also in Les Sables, particularly with the people that adopted me, and also so that's Jackie and Simon and Kim, but also the team that came over from Australia, Phil, Simon, and Rian that came up from South Africa. I've probably forgotten someone, but it's been very fantastic, and obviously all the GGR family as well, and that's sort of it's important, and it's a lovely family to be involved in. So look, I'm very thankful for the ability to participate, and I stopped with no regrets, and looking forward to the next non-GGR element in my life of getting this home, and without too many surprises. But
you'll have to send us a picture of the boat full of coconuts, under the palm trees, from Tahiti and French Polynesia and all that sort of stuff, and fish.
Qu'il veut qu'il nous envoie des photos de son bateau plein de noix de coco à Tahiti, à Nouvelle-Calédonie.
Yeah, and you'll have to be back for the prize giving, of course.
Yeah,
you get another globe, you see.
Well, she's been through Tahiti before, and in some old logbooks I've seen, there's even a suggestion that the guy who owned it at the time met Bernard Matessia in Tahiti.
Ooh, okay.
So he's got a lot of history.
The
boat was designed in the early 60s and was built in the early 80s.
Yeah.
So it's sort of been around for a while, and it's done 3 circumnavigations now.
Yeah.
So it's great.
Okay, all good. Thank you, Mark.
All right, thank you.
Have fun.
Cheers.
Enjoy the ride. Thank you, Ada. See you later. That's it.
Bientôt pour Arnaud. When we are
Arnaud, it'll be sometime, could be early hours of tomorrow morning. Well, definitely tomorrow morning.
Arnaud Gast, le concurrent français que nous attendons toujours, le dernier qui arrivera ici, est attendu, on l'espère, vers demain matin. Merci beaucoup, à demain matin, bye bye.
Okay, see ya, bye bye.
Well, here we are at Royal South Australian Yacht Squadron, and in just over 6 months we'll be departing in Coconut to sail to France. Here she is, and we're getting ready. I'm working at the same time, so I can only really prepare her at weekends. But on the 5th of December at 2000, which will be the 3rd anniversary of me arriving, we intend to cast off and head to France. We'll be heading out the Gulf, south of Tassie, south of New Zealand, south of Cape Horn, turn left, up the South Atlantic, North Atlantic, turn right, and head to Les Sables. So that's the plan. A 4 to 5 month sail to position ourselves in Les Sables in preparation for the 2022 GGR. It's going to be fun.
Well, g'day everybody. It may look like I'm sitting in a car in the rain, and I actually am. A bit of a long story, but anyway, we're here and we're live and we're on time, so that's a good start. And I'm not going to get too far into GGR news. There's some things happening, but there's not a lot happening. So we got Captain Coconut. I'm not going to delay. I'm going to go straight there. And I've also got Ada here backing me up, and Jane is over in Adelaide about to fly to China tomorrow. So that's kind of cool. Anyway, we'll see if we can get Mark up here. 1, 2, look at that technology, Mark. G'day. How's Captain Coconut?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Yeah. So where are you? You're in Adelaide. I know that painting in the background.
That's right. I'm sitting in my lounge room in Adelaide. And,
okay.
All just working and slowly preparing.
That's cool. Well, as you can see, you know the story. We were sitting in a car in the rain. We had to come to Paris for an urgent meeting, and it was too late to reschedule. And I know there'll be a lot of crazy Coconut fans here, so we're on time and it's all happening. So we'll get straight into it. Now, I got to assume that some people here won't have known much about you, Mark, even though most probably will. So just give me a 1 minute background on you, your sailing, your previous career, and so on.
Okay. Well, despite my accent, I'm a Pom. I was born in Manchester, and we emigrated on the Fair Sky in 1960. In fact, I've subsequently found out that the Fair Sky was a converted World War II aircraft carrier. So started nice and early.
A converted aircraft carrier?
Correct.
Shit.
And when you see the photos, you'd say, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't look anything like it. I know. But you look at the Fair Sky and look at the history, and it was a World War II aircraft carrier. And converted into a passenger ship.
Yep.
And then, so we came to Australia and brought up in the suburbs of Melbourne, lived by the beach. We got a boat as a family, Hartley TS16, did some sailing in that. And then we got a Red Witch, which is a 19'6" little keelboat, and then a Top Hat. And then I joined the Navy, did my secondary school and joined the Navy because that was always what I wanted to do. And,
so how old?
Did 20 years.
The Navy story is going to be interesting. How old were you when you got into the Navy?
18. So I joined the Navy. They put me through a degree in physical oceanography, and I did 20 years in the Navy and trained as a surveyor, hydrographic surveyor.
And you came out as what?
Commander.
A commander. Yeah.
So, drove a couple of survey ships and the laser airborne depth sounder and stuff like that, which was interesting. And then basically when I retired from the Navy, I moved into commercial work, which was sort of exactly the same as the work I was doing in the Navy, initially with the laser airborne depth sounder and subsequently with boats and ships and remote operations and whatever. Yep. So I'm a hydrographic surveyor. And that's what I do. And then in the background, sort of, Dad had a Top Hat, and I convinced him to sell that. And
Top Hat's a 25-foot yacht for those that don't know it. Yeah.
Yeah, little keelboat, and we sold that, and we bought a Roberts 39 together, and we shared that. And basically, I would sail it around, and then when I went on deployment, I'd sail it home to Meethung, which is in East Gippsland, and he'd look after it. So we shared this boat for many years.
That's cool.
And then I eventually we sold it, and Dad subsequently passed away, and he had a little trailer sailor which I inherited, and so I started to sail that again. And
your minute's nearly up, by the way.
Pardon?
Your minute is nearly up, by the way.
Oh.
Keep going.
Yeah, well, so I was sailing this little trailer sailor out down to Kangaroo Island, and I thought, I'm going to kill myself doing this. So I thought I need to get a bigger boat, and I ended up finding an SNS 41, which I bought in Hervey Bay and sailed it down, and that was my my boat. And I was going to go in the Trans-Tasman, single-handed race in that, and then I found out about the 2018 Golden Globe.
Yeah,
in
perfect.
2016.
I should just throw in a funny connection here, because that SNS 41 is the sister ship to the boat David Scott Cowper, who's a GGR entry, sailed east-west, west-east solo around the world to beat Chichester and Che Bly's records at the time. And you had exactly the same boat. And I remember when I met you, I said, "Whoa, that's David's boat. It's amazing."
Yeah, it's a beautiful boat.
Yeah.
So it was center cockpit, aluminium. It had been around the world, and I was very sad to sell it. But
so you had to you traded up to a coconut. That must have been hard. Oh, jeepers. I mean, they're nice boats, but
Well, I don't know. You spend your whole life wanting to get a bigger boat, but you come to the stage where a smaller boat's sort of neat.
Yeah, exactly. Now, look, I'm not going to go over all the stuff about the. Well, okay. So you decided. What was the passion about getting into the GGR? What made you do the first one?
Well, I saw it advertised on a. It was just a sailing video.
Yeah.
And I just thought, my God, I couldn't believe it. And I didn't even know about it. It was 2 years to go. And I contacted you almost straight away.
Yeah.
And I formed a view and look, I mean, I've lived and breathed, Knox Johnson and his novel, the history of the race and all that type of stuff.
Yep.
And it was just compelling. And I formed a view that, look, that would be interesting, but practically having a campaign from Australia was just too difficult. And then the next day, I saw that the allowed vessels had been expanded to include a Lello 34, and I'd seen a Lello 34 basically at the Garden Island Yacht Club, which is 30 minutes down the road, and I just went around to see it and bought it.
So there's a bit of fate involved. Okay, so I don't want to go over the 2018 GGR because you've been there, done that. And anyone that hasn't met you, there's a lot of material on the GGR YouTube channel, and there's all the sound grabs. In fact, there's a lot of SoundCloud grabs for Captain Coconut, which are all on the GGR website. So get on and you just have a ball listening to what goes on. So I want to just get straight into 2022. What? What's going on? What was the thought? You didn't finish at 18. You got to Adelaide as a stopover, and at the time you were headed for Adelaide, I remember saying to Jane, "This is going to be tough. How the hell is he going to get out of Adelaide? It's a great place, it's home, and all that stuff." So you stayed, and all of a sudden now you're going again. What's the story?
Well, who said I had to complete it in one go? I mean, it's a very long Chichester.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, now come on. No, the reality. Let's just go over the decision to retire from the first one, and then why you've come back to do the second one.
Well, I think I had to come into port in my mind for a couple of reasons. One, I'd run out of water, and I had barnacle growth, and I thought, look, if I catch some water or whatever, am I going to drag these barnacles halfway around the world? And I saw, and my thoughts at the time were, look, the barnacles were the problem I couldn't really solve easily, and I thought, look, does this make sense dragging them? No, it'd make sense to put into port. I know it's supposed to be non-stop, but look, I'll put it into port, clean them off. I can recharge with water. But once you stop, you lose momentum. And the issue is whether you stop for 2 days or 2 years, you've stopped. So in a way, I sort of lost a bit of momentum. I'd stopped. I was in my home port, and I thought, well, look, I can go back to work now, earn a bit of money. It was Christmas time, and I'll defer the rest of it to the future. Always in the back of my mind that I was going to have another crack.
Yeah.
And it was sort of inevitable, and it just was a matter of, look, I found sailing to Australia was a really good shakedown sail, if you like. You really got to know what it was all about. And I go, okay, I know what this is about now.
This is our GGR mobile logos, in case you're getting bored hearing this, folks. Thank you, Ada. Carry on, Mark.
Yeah, so the issue is that I didn't really worry too much about stopping, because I thought, well, in another way, it was interesting to keep the dream alive, in that by stopping means I can have another go. So I've got another 4 years worth of fun preparing and whatever. And look, I'll probably have another crack in 2026. Why? Well, it's just a fun thing to do.
Yeah. Okay.
So, why not?
And you love the boat, obviously. It's.
Yeah, look, Coconut's quirky. It's a funny little boat. And
I've got one picture here. That's all I got. But there's lots on the website and Facebook. It's orange, safety orange.
Yeah, well, I always wanted an orange boat, but I was never brave enough to paint a boat orange. But when it was orange when it came, I thought, well, you beauty.
Yeah, a bit of a submarine too. Anyway, that's the Leeward Rail. I'll give you that. No, she's a great boat. A lot of potential for racing sailors, as well as those that want to get around.
She's very solid. She really looked after me, and I'm very fond of it. So I can probably push it a bit harder now, and I've got that experience under my belt. So
yeah, that makes a difference, eh? You get to know your boat after a while. Yeah.
Well, the other thing is the amount of preparation that you put into a boat. And I mean, we went way back to replace the chain plates and put in hanging knees and really build up the inside and the structure, put in a watertight door. That's quite an investment, not just in time and money, but in heart and soul. And so
exactly.
I'm very comfortable with her, in heavy weather and whatever. So she suits me. So I like it. And look, in a way, if you look at the original race, people went around in the boats that they had, and so that's how it is.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's find out who you are. I've got some words here. I don't know have you done this before? Have you done the word association?
No,
if we have, I've forgotten it. Okay, so you know the deal. You just hit it with what first thing that comes to your mind, right? Lonely.
As a cloud.
Luck.
Whatever.
Excitement.
GGR.
Dreams.
Dreams by day.
Impossible.
Keep on going.
Sextant.
Beautiful piece of machinery.
Fear.
Oh, adrenaline.
Cold.
Unpleasant.
Space.
I don't know. Satellites.
Les Sables alone.
Oh, the center of sailing. What a great food.
Winner.
Everyone's a winner.
Cape Horn.
Wow. Everest.
Speed.
Highly overrated.
Panic.
Too much adrenaline.
Knife.
Handy.
Albatross.
I can sit there and watch them all day.
Inspiration.
Oh, Sir Robin, Mawson, Scott.
Mother.
Of all races.
Okay, that's pretty cool. All right, so okay, you know the deal now. 1 to 10. Crazy question time.
Oh, okay. 9.
9. What do you keep under your bed?
Shackles.
Shackles? Is that at home or on the boat?
On the boat.
Wow, I don't want to know any more about it. Right? I don't want to know why they're there or what you're doing with them. Okay, 10 to 20.
16.
What would you do with €1 million?
Wow.
And don't say buy more shackles.
Let's say I wouldn't go to work tomorrow, would I?
Okay, 20 to 30.
25.
25. Do you sing in the shower? And if so, what?
Badly.
Yeah, but what do you sing?
Jesus Christ Superstar songs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that out of the musical Hair?
Yeah, out of the musical.
You're probably the same era. I still remember all that. Anyway, that's another story. We can talk about that later. People would be disgusted. Maybe that goes with the shackles as well. Anyway, where do we get to? 30 to 40. Did we do 30? Yeah, 30 to 40.
36.
36. What's the best advice you've ever been given?
Oh, well, Alf.
Don't say
Jarvis,
buy shackles.
Alf Jarvis, right? Cape Horner.
Yeah.
In the Law Hill and the Passat or Pamir in the 30s. You know, I asked him for advice going around Cape Horn. He said, stay inshore. So.
Oh, jeepers. Okay. Yep. Okay. So 40 to 47.
42.
42. What are you passionate about?
Oh, getting the most out of every day, I think. living life in the present.
Yeah, okay. All right, now to the deep and meaningful questions. You got to pick a letter between A and N.
Oh, C.
Was that D or C?
C. C for coconut.
C. What do you think of garden gnomes?
Well, you take them on holidays and you take photos of them.
Yeah, okay. I think you deserve another one. Pick another letter.
I don't know. M.
M. At a movie theater, what armrest is yours?
Both of them.
Both of them. That'd be right. You wouldn't be a Capricorn, would you? Anyway, that's cool. So I'm going to just quickly, I've lost my assistant. She's had to go. So I'm quickly going through see if there are any questions here. Hi from Michael, Stephen, Eddie's there. TV Les Sables, Room Dan. Wonder if the GGR is fully booked. No, it's not. We're having a press conference on November the 4th in Les Sables alone. You want to look out to that and you'll see what's happening. There's a few interesting announcements going to be made. And there's plenty of space at the moment. There's space changes. So if you're into it, they might not last long, but there's entries available now in Suhali class. Ian Bennett, g'day, mate. Randoom again from Oslo. Ian Bennett, Coconut, La Pepper, new office. Yeah. Sandra Ship, hi, Mark. Yeah, g'day, Sandra. Good to see you. Paul Clark is Coconut. Is he touring South Africa this time around? You going to go South Africa this time around or what?
Well, you've got the little Cape Town stopover, so, we can do the inshore cruise and do the Agulhas Current again. It's a bit of fun.
Okay, well, hopefully there'll be boats behind you next time. So, Bart Van Walden, we need more Aussies. Yeah, I agree. We've actually got 6, but there's 7 POMs. It's unbelievable. You're technically a POM Aussie, so that's trivial. Anyway, Yvonne's there. G'day, Yvonne. Ian Bennett, Shane Freeman. Oh, jeepers, I owe you an email, Shane. Sorry. I got it the day I arrived and I still haven't bloody answered. So I'll get back to you. Yvonne, question for Mark. How do you plan to deal with the Battle of the Barnacles, or will it be top secret?
Oh, no, look, the 2 things I didn't handle too well was freshwater and barnacles. So, we'll put a bit more effort and planning into those this time.
Yeah, cool. Okay, Ian Bennett, yes, the GGR stop's still open, but Jane's going to be travelling for the next 3 days back home to China. Then she's in quarantine for 2 weeks, but she can still be online, but things wouldn't deliver until after she got back there. Michael Simpson, he wants to know where you get your shackles from. He wants to buy some too, Mark, and then wants to know if they come with chains and, you know what I mean? Anyway, yeah, right. I think that's all. I can't slide down anymore. Okay, so that's cool. All right, so moving right along. What do you think will be different now going into the second edition versus the first one in terms of the way you look at the race or the way you feel about the race? Not from a sailing perspective, but from a personal enjoyment perspective, maybe just your inner feelings on the second edition.
I guess I'll see it a little differently because I'm going to sail over. So by sailing over, I'll have sailed the course. So
yeah,
I'll have a much better feel for it. So it gives you context, really, and you know what you're getting into. It was like I did 157 days to Adelaide, and I was quite comfortable, in the groove and whatever. But actually, looking forward to the next bit. Going south of New Zealand and going across the bottom of the Pacific, and forming a view whether how different that is to the Indian Ocean, because I found the Southern Indian Ocean pretty hard work.
Exactly.
The South Pacific is a whole lot more pleasant. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay, well, I got no idea how you're going to cope with sailing all the way to Les Sables alone, then turning around and do the thing again back to front. I mean, boy, that's going to be quite challenging, but good on you. Okay, so moving right along, we got Ayrton here. Now, this is going to be a classic. I see him now. I'm not moving. I'm hoping, yeah, he's still alive there. So I'm going to bring Ayrton up. He should be 1, 2, 0. There's Ayrton. G'day, Ayrton. Can you hear us? Oh, yes, we got to go.
I can hear you.
Yeah, fantastic. It was a bit of a mad panic. We had to move the car before we started, so I only got to speak to Ayrton for about a minute before we came on air. Really good to see you. We haven't seen each other for bloody ever. You know, you're looking great.
Well, thank you very much. You too, Don. And I'm looking forward to seeing you hopefully early August next year in Les Sables.
Yeah, absolutely. You owe me a breakfast on board, remember?
Make that 10 breakfasts, no problem.
There's some watching this won't know Ayrton. Ayrton entered the 2018 edition and retired after a week, which surprised everyone. It did surprise Jane and I, but in some ways it didn't, because that's the nature of the GGR, and you had a really close family and all that sort of stuff. You know Captain Coconut, so no dramas there. But you're back in the game, and it's a classic. I just realised we've got 2 returnees together on the screen. So what was the driving force for you, Ayrton, to want to come back?
It was unfinished business, and so I had to do it.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's going to be quite fun next week, because we'll be talking. I'm not sure where we'll be. I'm sure it won't be in the car. But anyway, so we'll go through the whole thing. I'm quite looking forward to having a long chat. It'll be a bit of fun. So where are you at the moment? What's been happening briefly?
Well, I've spent about a month or so in the lazy water in June and July. And since then, I have been in Spain in my other boat, cruising in the Mediterranean, and just keeping fit and having a nice time.
Yeah, perfect. And I know, in fact, I've got a picture here. Your claim to fame right now. I haven't put any pictures up of Captain Coconut, but he doesn't need them. Everyone knows the boat. Your claim to fame there, Ayrton. You're in the Ostar next year. That's a bit of fun.
Yes, it was meant to be this year, but sadly it was cancelled, so it's going to be next year now. And then after the completion, I will head to your neck of your woods in Les Sables in hopefully early August next year.
Yeah, you'll certainly be rung out. Well, we'll talk about all that as well. That's kind of cool, and I look forward to hearing all about it. So the next question we usually do, and I know you haven't seen these yet, Ayrton, but because you're alongside Captain Coconut, I want to. In fact, I'll ask Captain Coconut first. He's already laughing because he knows what I'm going to say. Mark, why are you going to beat Ayrton in the GGR in 22? Why are you going to whip the pants off him and beat him around the course?
Look, I don't know. All I know is that Ayrton will be the best fed guy in the race, and I'm just going to follow the smell of good food.
For those that don't know what's going on, Ayrton would be gathering groups of people to come and have breakfast on his boat all through the village in Les Sables. It was quite something. I got lots of invites, but I never quite made it because Jane and I were so busy. But I'm going to in 22. So, yeah, okay. But that's not. So you want to stay behind to get the smells. You don't want to get in front, because you'll miss out. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Oh, look, these bloody rustlers, they'll all be doing their thing, whatever. It'll be the hare and the tortoise.
Absolutely.
The hare and the tortoise.
I'm with you. I'm right there.
I'll just watch out for the old coconut at the back.
Well,
yeah, I'm right there.
You're looking great, Mark.
Yeah. So, Ayrton, why are you going to beat? How can you be so cruel as to sail past Mark? Why are you going to beat Mark in the GGR?
No, I as long as I am near him, I will have done okay. He's a top man.
Okay. so all right. Now, Mark, what's your biggest fear for the 22 edition? What's the thing that scares you the most about it in terms of a feeling or a vision? What's your biggest fear for now?
I guess it's everyone says getting to the start of the race is hard, but and look, in a way, there's a lot of preparation that needs to be done, but I know what to do, and I've got a boat that's pretty well prepared, and we've got a few bits and pieces to do. But for me, getting to the start will be the thing, because I've got to finish up work, prepare the boat. So I've got a race before the race to get across the Pacific and round the Horn and up through the Atlantic. So that to my mind is the biggest challenge, is actually just getting that done.
Yeah.
And then once I get to the sub the line, I'll be all downhill from there.
Party time. So Ayrton, what are you looking forward? Ayrton, what are you looking forward to most about the 22 GGR?
Well, I would like to get to the start and start the race, and in the meantime, stay healthy and be ready for everything that is coming up.
Yeah. And are you happy where where you are with the boat right now in terms of preparation? Have you got any big major items to do again, or what?
Well, yes, the boat is currently in Belgium having a new mast installed.
Just excuse me for a minute.
No, okay.
I got to get this call, I think. Hello? I'm just about to leave. Okay, all right, I'll be there in 5. Okay, I'm just about to shut it down. Okay, thank you. See you. Yeah, gotcha. Okay, I'll bring the car down. Okay, see you later. Bye-bye. Welcome to GGR. Sorry. It's crazy. I'll explain it all later. But important meetings anyway. Okay, so you're happy with the boat, Ayrton? Whereas I missed that.
Well, the boat is in Belgium right now, having just his deck completed and waiting for a mast arrive from France.
Yeah.
And hopefully that will be completed in November time, and then I shall stay there till spring and leave for Ostar.
Yeah, cool. All right, so everyone's used to you, Mark. I know the story. I've got a rush, but we did get it up. That's the main thing. And great to talk to you, Ayrton. We're going to be talking again next week, so I look forward to that. And we'll be doing silly old buggers again after this round is over, Mark. So you'll be back on again soon. So all kind of cool. All right. So I'm gonna bolt, or I'm in trouble. So thanks, Ayrton. We'll see you next week, eh?
All right. You take care, guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye.
And Mark, what would you change in the race if you had a chance? Quick answer.
Send them through Bass Strait. Send them through Fovo Strait.
Okay, we'll think about it. Thanks, Mark. We'll see you later. Bye-bye. Didn't even give him a chance to go. So I'm going to look for the last screen, and thanks, everybody. This one's a bit of a rush. It would have been good to make it longer, but we did it. So we'll see you again next week. See you later. Thanks. Bye-bye.